Hello, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. This video is aimed at anybody that wants to improve. Yeah, it might be that you want to improve your finances. It might be that you want to improve your job situation. It could be your living circumstances. Whatever it is that you're looking to improve, hopefully I can give you some information as to how to achieve it. Um, I think before you do anything, the most important thing is to think about why you want to do this. I think just to say that you want to do something, and especially if it's a difficult task, you might find it difficult, especially if you've not been used to doing this job or this work that you need to do. So for me, whenever I have something in front of me, which is like if you like, quite a task, I remind myself why I'm doing it, why it is I'm actually doing what I'm doing. And for me, if you see my other videos, you'll know that my reason, if you like, my why is my family. It's my children's security and my wife's security. So this you have to have at the forefront of your mind, because if you don't, especially if you've got a big task to actually do, you might find it difficult to do it. You might find it difficult to even start doing it because you've not got the motivation, because you haven't given yourself the reason. So for me, before you do anything, give yourself the reason as to why you're doing it. Because if you're like me and you love your family and you want to maintain the security and, if you like, of your environment, then you will find that within you to do it. Yeah. You then obviously have to, if you're doing something, it's no good just running at it and doing it. This has been me in the past, especially when I was young. I would often like run out and I'd try and do something without giving it a lot of thought, because I wasn't obviously as wise, if you like. I'm obviously a lot wiser now. So you need to obviously, whatever it is you're going to do, approach it in a planned way. Look at what needs to be done and the best way of doing it. Take some time to actually think, what is my best course of action to achieve my goal? Now, with anything in life, that you try and do, education will always play a massive, massive part, in it. So again, if you're looking to do really well, then you need to educate yourself in that field that you obviously want to get better at. It's like me. I'm trying to build, like this channel that you're watching now. I'm trying to build my channel, which is really based around personal development. It's something that I'm really interested in, and because of that, for me to be able to make videos, I've been researching the subject myself, and I mentioned in another video how by doing that research has made me grow as a person. It's made me discover things about myself that I didn't realise. So it's a learning process. What I'm getting at is you don't just say, I'm going to do something. Find the reason why you're doing it, but you don't just run out and do it, because then you're gonna do things wrong. There's always the right way and there's the wrong way. There's the quicker way and there's the slow way. Yeah. And there's the professional way, if you like, and then there's the cowboy way. So, you want to be doing it all the right way. So this requires knowledge. And if there's one thing that you take away from this video, right, that is that knowledge is king. Yeah. In everything I've ever done in my life, the more I've learnt about that subject, the better I've got at that subject. A typical example of that was years ago when I used to sell windows. And I was trained by a very good salesman, and he taught me literally the A to Z of when I walk in the house, what I've got to do, how I've got to stand, how I've got to have a shirt on, how I've got to look the part before I even go in the house, how I've got to make sure I'm well groomed, how I've got to make sure I smile. It's a process. It's a process, and everything in life that you do, you will find, you will realise that it is a process, a procedure of doing something to obtain the best results. Now, if you're going into a situation, it might be that you've started a new business venture. If you go into it and you don't know every single aspect of that business, yeah, you're going in blind. Yes, you've got to put your toe in the water and you've got to try to actually obviously do this thing to see what's involved, because a lot of people, I've done it myself. You do something and you're learning as you go along. Well, that's all well and good, but far better to learn about it. Really, really put yourself into what it is you need to learn, what you need to know to be the best at what you can be. Because if you ain't making this plan, if you're not educating yourself in this area, you are making a fundamental mistake. And this goes for everything in life. Yeah, it could be that you're going to an interview and perhaps you've not prepared for it properly. Well, the mere fact that you've not prepared for that interview tells me that you probably won't get that job, because there's going to be somebody who has gone in that interview, who is prepared, who has got all their details with them, who is dressed smart, who does look the part. It's fundamental. And so many people, right, they're going through life and they're not planning their life in any way. They're not planning their life anyway. Recently, I mentioned it in another one of my videos. I've helped my son start a little cleaning business. But before I done it, I looked at everything that he needed to know about doing it. I looked into what machinery that he needed, what obviously chemicals to use, because he was doing these driveways. To look at obviously what size van we need. Do we need a small van? Do we need a big van? I didn't just go and do it with him. I said to him, we need to look into this. Where is the best place to hire the machine? Is it cheaper to hire it weekly? Can I hire it for a day? Everything, because the more you prepare, the better you will be. The bigger result you will obtain, the more money you will earn. Yeah. But you've also got to be careful not to be the other way. And this is the person that prepares and doesn't do anything. I can think back to years ago when I worked in the window industry, and there was a guy in the office, and he had all these charts writing down what he was going to do. And I can remember my Governor Jay saying one day, "You keep writing all this stuff down, but you've got to go and do it." So what I'm getting is you've got to have action. Yeah, you've got to take action. So you need to, just to recap, you need the idea. Yeah, you need the education, but you also need the motivation. There's videos on this on YouTube. If you ain't motivated and you're struggling, find out what things you can do to make you motivated. Yeah, so you've obviously got you've got to move ahead. There's so many people, I see people, I talk to them, and they talk about what they're going to do and how they're going to do it, and then I say to them, which is another if you like, a step on the ladder to success. I'll say to them, okay, so you've said you're going to do this. This is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. This is what machinery you need, or what information you need. But you've got to give yourself a date. You've got to say to yourself, when am I going to do this by? Am I going to do it tomorrow? Yeah. When am I going to do it? Because you could do it in a year's time. But if you do it in a year's time, you're going to be exactly where you are today. Yeah. I went out last week with my son, only one day. It was the day I was going to have off anyway. And I helped him go out and do these driveways because I want to get it to where he can do them on his own. And we had quite a good day. We had quite a fun day, in all honesty. We cleaned 2 drives. We earned good money. And, at the end of it, we stepped back and, we thought, we've done well today. But that only happened because I obviously got inquiries, and then I made a point of doing the estimate. I spoke to the woman, and then I set a date in my diary to go and do it. I done them so they were both on the same day, so we could go round there. We'd done one in the morning, and we cleaned the other drive in the afternoon. And my little boy was over the moon. He went, "Oh, well done, Dad." can you get, can you get some more leads? Like we do more. I said to him, I said, Daddy will. I'm going to start advertising now. I'm going to start putting shop window ads in. I'm going to put an advert on my car. All these different things. But you'll notice that as I'm speaking, I'm getting a little bit excited about it because my boy was getting excited about it. But it all come about. It all come about from an idea, from being educated, from finding out what was required to do this task, and then finding the motivation to go and actually get the leads to actually do it, to put the cards through, to, talk to people about it. And then the last thing was to obviously go and do the job and get paid. Anybody could have done this. It's crazy because, you hear about all these people who are out of work and you think to yourself, why? Anyone can do it. You've just got to think about an idea. You've got to educate yourself in that field, yeah? And then you've got to take action. You've got to take action, yeah? So don't be somebody who has a great idea and who don't start doing it. Don't start making it happen, yeah? There's one thing in my life which I never wanna, if you like, have to be, and that is somebody who regrets. Yeah, I have got some regrets in my life. I can think back to when I worked up London. I worked for architects up London, and I had a friend of mine was going to Australia. He was going to go doing architecture in Australia, and I was going to go with him, but I got talked out of it. My mum went, "You don't want to go there. You don't know what's out there," and I was only young, and I didn't go, and that was a regret. That was a regret. Don't have a life. Try and say to yourself, I don't want to have no regret in my life. When you die, you don't want to have to look back and think, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd tried that. I think that would have worked. I think if I'd have done that, I'd have earned a lot of money. I think if I'd done that, my situation would be different. Because regret, I can't think of anything else worse than having regret. Because regret, really, if you break down what regret is, it's a case of you not having the gumption, if you like, to go and do it, to not having the confidence to go and do it, yeah, not have the motivation to go and do it. But when you look through life and you look at all these people, I know people around me that are quite successful. They're doing quite well. They've got big businesses and that, and all them people, they all started off with nothing. Most of these people who've got these businesses that have really done well. Some people have been handed it on a plate. Their dad's helped them. They've fell into money. They've inherited something. This does happen. But a lot of people, the one person I can think about, Sir Alan Sugar. He started off doing market stalls. You know what I mean? He's obviously done. He's made his own fortune. A fortune might not be what you're after. It might not be that that's what you want. That you want to be a millionaire, or or that money even bothers you that much. Because if I'm honest about it, I ain't really worried now to the degree that I used to be. I used to, that was all I used to think about when I was young. But you've got to still realise that with money comes security, and that's why I look at money now. I look at it. I want to do well, but I've got my reason. I've got my reason for doing well. If you ain't got a reason to do well, then you ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. If someone like said now, someone you knew was really ill, they was ill and you needed £10,000, would you be able to find that money? What would you do to go and get it legally? What could you go and do? Do you know what I mean? I think people, when they're thrown into a situation, sometimes people perform. I know I do. I was in a bit of a pickle at Christmas. I needed my job changed and that, and I had to do something quickly. And I quickly thought, right, this is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And I went and done it because, because of your situation. I think a lot of people, when they're comfortable, when they've got money and they're comfortable, they perhaps are they perhaps don't bother. But for me, that would never be me, because I would always be thinking, well, hold on a minute, what can I do to help somebody in my family? To help, even people in my in not my immediate family. Yeah, because again, if you can help someone with anything in life, if you can help someone, it's a fantastic feeling. Yeah, and I think, like with me, with my channel now, even though I'm not at the moment earning any money out of it. It's obviously a long-term thing. I still, at the back of my mind, think, wouldn't it be great if I could do this full time, help people, encourage people, help to motivate people, help young people who can perhaps who might have a business idea and they perhaps haven't got the money to do it, and I could perhaps help them with what they could do to achieve their goals, because this is what I think makes people great. Yeah, that's what makes people feel good. You know what I mean? Especially in what I'm looking to get into, the personal development industry. These people who are doing it, they're leading amazing lives. I'm on about the people who are, if you like, at the top of the ladder. Tony Robbins, these sort of people. But they're doing fantastic things, they're achieving fantastic things, but they're helping people. You know what I mean? I believe the government now, why ain't the government doing things to try and inspire people? Why don't the government, why don't they, when they're at school, start talking about children, start talking to them about personal development when they're at school? Start talking to them when they're at school about, have they got any business ideas? Have they got an idea that they could perhaps run with? Yeah? Because even that, another subject, but I don't think even when kids are at school that they're learning the right information. I think they're learning stuff that's valid, obviously mathematics and English and sciences, and it's giving them a grounding, but they're not really learning, to me, they're not developing them to cope with the real world. And that is when they come out of school, if they can't get a job, how can they make money? What can they do? Can they start their own business? Yeah. I've digressed a little bit, but it's something I'm really passionate about. I try and inspire anyone. If someone talks to me about a business, I always try and see if there's a way I can help them. Yeah, because I think that it's something worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? And I encourage you, if you're thinking about doing anything, you want to move forward, you might have an idea. Don't let anyone talk you out of it. Yeah, try and do it. Try and do it small scale. It's like me now with my son's cleaning business. I said to him, mate, I said, I've got my main job that I do. I said, but Daddy can help you. I said, and we'll build it up slowly. I said, there's no rush. I said, but we need to plan. We need to obviously do things now. Well, I've got to do things now, and he's going to help me to actually initially bring in the inquiries. So it all requires action. Everything you do in life, don't just sit there thinking about what you're going to do. You've got to take action, because if you don't take action, you'll turn around 2 or 3 years down the line and you'll still be in the same situation. You'll still be working for the same person who obviously pays you what he decides you're worth. Yeah, and this is what I'm doing now. I mentioned in another video. I'm earning money. I work for another company, but I ain't just going to do that. I want my own business. I'm going to do my own thing as well. Yeah, because then you're in control. Yeah, I've just done a video all about that, all about how to remain in control. Yeah, I'll leave a link to it at the end of this video, because if you're not in control of your life, guess what? If you're not in control of it, somebody else is. Is this how you want to live your life? Yeah, I've done it for years. I've worked for other people. Yeah, and I'm chasing. Yeah, you want to be the person who's being chased. You don't want to keep having to chase this money. You've got to think of ways that you can actually earn money, but where you get all the money. In my case, I get business inquiries, and I only get a small, very small proportion of the money from the leads that I generate. Yeah. When I went out the other day and I cleaned these drives with my son, I got all the money. Every penny, apart from hiring the machine, I got it all. I got it all. Yeah. So think about that. Think about what can you do? Where you do something for yourself, where you educate yourself for yourself, where you're earning the money. Because to me, it's a great feeling. I did the other day. I come in with my son. We didn't get into about 7 o'clock. We both sat down like, and he had his money and all that, and he was feeling good because obviously he's got his money. He can do what he wants to do with it, and even that, even that, without even me thinking about the money that I earned, just coming home with him and seeing him sit down with his money, and he was happy about it, that made me feel good. And you cannot buy that feeling. So again, is there somebody in your family that you can help? Is there somebody that you can help get out of a rut? I'm even thinking about my nephew now. He used to help me years ago doing my removals. And excuse my phone. And he hasn't got a lot of money. And I said to him the other day, I said to him, this is going to take off. I said, it's going to take off. I said, because I get leads, I can get as many leads as I need. I said, and you can come and help me. And he was all excited about it because I know he wants to work. He just hasn't got he struggles to get a job. He's cleaning caravans at the minute. But I said to him, you can do whatever you want to do. It's just his mentality. It's his lack of guidance when he left school. He's just not had the support in my eyes or the backing to make him think differently. At school, he wasn't obviously taught about thinking differently, to be independent. And I think this is the trouble now with a lot of youngsters now. They're leaving school with qualifications, but they haven't got what I call life skills. Yeah, you need to obtain life skills. I'm going to end my video now, but I hope this made you think. To think about why you're doing what you're doing, why it is you want to do what you're doing, to educate yourself in the area of what you need to do, and to set yourself a goal, a date, a target. You're going to do this by this date, and to take action and do it, because this is the only way we achieve. Yeah, we achieve, we grow, we learn more only by exposing ourselves to new situations, to new problems. If you're one of these people that don't want to go out the door, yeah, you ain't never going to achieve, because you've got to submerge yourself in problems, in situations, to basically become stronger. I hope this video has helped you. I really do. I hope this inspired you to think closely about your situation, your own financial situation, and think about, are you doing what you want to do, or is what someone else is making you do, or because of your situation? Like me at the moment, I'm in a situation where I've got to still do what I'm doing until I can make something else grow. Yeah. But all these things I'm talking about, you need to implement them. If you don't implement them, you will be exactly where you are in 2, 3, 10 years time. You'll still be in the same position. Thanks for watching my video. Please, if you're into personal development and you want to improve, you want to get more confident, you want motivation, if you need business ideas, lead generation, anything like that, I'm the guy you need to be listening to, because I do know an awful lot about these subjects. Like I said at the start, I'm not a personal development coach by no means, but I'm a personal development coach in the making. There's not a day goes by where I don't listen to improvement videos, self-development, personal development, improvement videos, because my wish, my goal, if you like, is to become better, bigger, stronger, more educated, and more importantly, is to make those things happen to anybody that watches my videos. Thank you so much.